If you want more FIFA content from me, I'm now uploading exclusive videos to Patreon. The link for that is down below. And if you want to avoid the random lottery that is FIFA points, you can go straight to the source with u7buy.com. And of course, you can use the code TVM at checkout to get yourself a discount. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another video. It's going to be a really weird video today, and I'm going to talk as if I know what I'm talking about, but I just want to get out there before we get into anything. I know nothing. I am clueless, I am uneducated, I do not have a degree in epidemiology, so please take what I say with a pinch of salt and just know that I'm quite literally reading off the World Health Organization website. I do have somewhat of an unhealthy obsession with anything apocalypse related. Before all this coronavirus stuff started, I've seen every documentary, listened to every podcast, watched a lot of movies, and read random articles regarding pandemics, epidemics, viruses, zombie apocalypse, you name it. I don't know why. I have an interest in it. I love it. I don't want it to happen. I don't like the fact that it's happening. I wish it would go away. But I don't know why. I'm just interested, right? So either way, that being said, that out the way, there's my credentials for me talking to you about this. It's affected a lot of things. Now, it's affected a lot more than just football and sport in general, but seeing that's what we do here, that's what I'm going to talk about, okay? So, it's affected FIFA in the sense of it's affected real-world football, and they've had to cancel nearly every game around the world, really. The Turkish League is still on, I don't know why, and the Australian League is still on, despite the fact that I know full well they've got several hundreds, maybe even thousands of cases there, so I don't really understand that. Either way, that's down to them, of course. The current message coming out of EA is that this is the final team of the week on screen right now that you'll see for the foreseeable future. They will replace their Wednesday content with something. Now, many people are predicting, myself included, that it'll just be the best of team of the week, which is very lazy, very boring. I say lazy. We've got to also take this into consideration as well. Obviously, they want to keep their employees safe, and as a precaution, they may have sent a lot of people, if not everybody, home. So there may just be one or two people working from home on FIFA content right now, which would explain, well, wouldn't explain because we haven't had any sort of lacks of content drops. But if today at 6 o'clock, for example, we don't get anything, or we get the bare minimum, then I'm not going to have a go at them or moan at them, because there could very well be no one in the office working, because obviously they want to protect their employees. They don't want people to be exposed to this if they don't need to be. Some things are just more important, so it just makes sense. Now, with that being said, I don't think this is a 3-week thing. I think football is going to be cancelled, postponed, or pushed back for a lot longer than that, especially in this country. Of course, we are in Britain. Not that I consider that a country or consider myself British, but that's a different video. With that being said, the FA have postponed games until the 4th of April. I think Aston Villa is the next game scheduled. Do they play Wolves? That's the next game scheduled on the 4th of April. Now, they cancelled all games yesterday, day before, and essentially it was like a 22, 23 day period where there'll be no football in the UK, right? Now, I am talking just Premier League. There are, of course, the English leagues lower down and what have you, and there are leagues around the world and Europe that may have different start dates or whatever, but the Premier League in particular is the 4th of April. In my limited knowledge, understanding, and my lack of a degree in epidemiology, in my opinion, I don't think football will recommence on the 4th of April. I know a lot of people might be thinking, well, yeah, duh, of course it won't. But there are a lot of people out there who think that this is just 3 weeks, isolation, everyone gets over it, back to work. It's not going to be that easy. One of the reasons why it won't be that easy is because the government aren't taking big enough steps to ensure the public are not getting infected and are not spreading it round. The problem that the government have is that they're going completely opposite way. They want people to be infected. That's not speculation. That is actually what they've come out and said. It's something called herd immunity. So the logic behind it is the more people that get it, the less people that will be affected by it. That sounds so stupid when it comes out of your mouth, but that is genuinely what it means. Go and look it up if you want. I think it's actually trending on Twitter right now. But they've said that they expect 60% of the UK population to be infected for this herd immunity to work, which is a lot of people. Now, why am I mentioning this? What's this got to do with anything? Well, this obviously has to do with football, because just because these players have been isolated and they're currently sat in their £1 million homes playing FIFA, probably watching Supermarket Sweep. I think that's what I'd be doing with Dale Winton, not the newer one. Ugh. Anyway, I digress. They're all at home, right? They're all self-isolating. They're not interacting with the outside world. But are they? Because they still need to eat and they still have families. So, for instance, we're going to look at someone on screen. Ross Barkley, sat at home right now, watching Supermarket Sweep. Loves a bit of Dale Winton. Who doesn't? And he's hungry. Nothing in the fridge. Need to go to a shop. Now, is Ross Barkley going to go himself, you might be asking? Maybe not. Maybe he sends someone else to go for him. Maybe he's got a personal aide. That person still has to go and get the food, touch things other people have touched, interact with people, so on and so forth. Come back then to Ross Barkley and say, here's your pasta. Don't know where he's getting pasta from. It's sold out everywhere. That's irrelevant. He's still then interacting with Ross Barkley, having been to the shops. There is no Premier League football supermarket where only the elite shop. I'm guessing things like, like Waitrose and stuff like that are probably where they shop. But you know what I mean? There's no special place they can go to get their food that has been decontaminated. It doesn't exist, to my knowledge anyway. Maybe the Illuminati know something we don't. However, there's still people walking around, going to pubs, going to the cinema and so on and so forth. All these things are still open. They're still interacting with each other. They're still passing the virus round. And it will get back to these players. So, in my opinion, albeit uneducated, on either the 1st of April, 2nd of April, I don't think they'll actually make an announcement on the 1st of April for fear that people think they're joking. But it might be the end of March. It might be the 2nd of April or whatever. I think they'll then say, look, football is still postponed until the 1st of May. That's when we'll make our final decision. There's been a lot of talk this morning on Twitter from credible sources, Sky News and various other news outlets. I'm not talking about the likes of The Sun or anything, like actual football journalists who have said that what could happen, and is actually what's more likely to happen now, is that Liverpool will be awarded the title, which we all know Liverpool are going to win it. They only need 6 points from 9 games. And if they don't get that, that's the biggest bottle ever. But either way, they need 6 points from 9 games to be mathematically champions, right? They will award Liverpool the title. They'll cancel all relegation, so Norwich is safe for another season. Then they will promote West Brom and Leeds from the Championship, who are the front runners to get promoted there. I don't necessarily agree with that, by the way, because there are other teams there who could have caught them. I'll go and have a look at the we'll go and have a look at the Championship now, and we'll talk about that, because that is something that is going to annoy a lot of people. And you can see that Leeds currently top of the league with. With 7 games to go? No, 8 games to go. 9 games to go. What is wrong with my maths? 9 games to play. 46 games, yeah? Yeah, cool. 46 games in the league. 9 games left. So they've got 71 points, Leeds. West Brom have got 70. Yes, okay, Fulham are 6 points behind, but a 6-point gap with 9 games to go isn't that big, really. I know I've just said Liverpool only need 6 points with 9 games to go, but they are 25 points clear or whatever it is of Manchester City. I think they've got it in the bag. Liverpool being awarded the title is not controversial compared to this. Now, there are other teams, of course, who've been battling for the playoffs who are going to miss out. Like Forest last season, I'm pretty sure didn't actually do that well at all. They finished 9th. I mean, that's not too bad, but you know what I mean? It's not up here. Who else? Preston. Where did Preston finish last year? Preston finished 14th. At the moment, they're in contention for playoffs. So it's grim on those teams. These teams here, very, very grim on those who are still battling for playoffs. But that is, at the moment, what will happen, or what could happen, I should say. Not will happen, but could happen. The other thing, of course, is the Premier League. There are still Champions League places and Europa League places to be decided. Now, the I don't know if it's a rumour or it's an actual like rule. I don't know what it is, but teams with games in hand will be awarded 3 points. So the only team that it's really relevant to is Sheffield United. Well, I say them, it's actually relevant to Wolves and Manchester United as well. But if that is the case, Sheffield United have a game in hand. If they're awarded 3 points, they leapfrog Wolves and Manchester United and they finish in the Europa League position. Manchester United then finish 6th, which I still think is a Europa League position, but they have to qualify for it. 7th is only a Europa League position if certain teams win certain trophies, but there is a Europa League 2 tournament that's about to kick off at some point. I don't know whether they're qualifying for that this year or next year or what's happening with that, but that is an actual thing that is going to happen at some point. So I don't know whether Wolves would then be awarded that. They're still in Europe, though, so I don't know what happens with the Europa League and the Champions League, because it's a bit grim if they're still in the competition and then next year they're not in it at all, even though they didn't get a chance to, they could win it. It's not likely, but they could, you never know. So, I don't know what's going to happen there. As a Liverpool fan, it'll be good to be crowned champions, but it's always going to be tainted with, but you didn't play the full complement of games. Even though people have been saying since November Liverpool are going to win the league, and just to end it now, it's I don't know. It's just one of those things. Either way, that's the current situation in terms of real world football. And as I say, I can't imagine that they will recommence at the start of April. It'll get pushed back to May at least, if not altogether. I think Euro 2020 will be pushed to 2021. There were rumours and speculation of that being pushed to the winter, but it'll be far too difficult to organise for this winter. It's to be easier to push it back to next summer. With regards to FIFA, though, of course, this is the update 14 hours ago now. When I started recording this, it was 12 hours ago. I've recorded this so many times because I can't get my words out properly. And I come across as arrogant, which I'm not. Like I've already said, I don't know enough about this to speculate properly. This is what I'm reading, and in my limited knowledge, this is my opinion. But EA have said here, because they did say further down that Team of the Week would continue based on whatever games were left. This is when the Premier League was still on, and this is when the Bundesliga was still on as well. Then they both got cancelled, and then they came out and said that there will not be a Team of the Week 27 due to ongoing suspensions of football leagues around the world. But they will replace it with player content available in packs and via Foot Champions player picks from next week. So that is, in my opinion, going to be best of Team of the Week, and we'll probably get repeatable Team of the Week SBCs and whatnot. Very boring, but I'm not going to hold it against them because for all I know, there's one bloke in the office working on this himself. The other thing worth mentioning, there's your herd immunity. That's just very briefly. Let's go have a look at this. So, they've done a U-turn on it then, have they? So they did come out and say that they were going to try this herd immunity thing, which was basically just expose everyone to the virus and what have you. And now all of a sudden, they've done a U-turn on it, which is very interesting. I think I read this last night actually, because he's literally goes on to say that they want 60% of the population to be infected by it, which is just absolute madness. Anyway, I digress. That's all irrelevant. What I was going to say was this: to end things off on a lighter note and a bit of a typical EA rant, if you will. Yesterday, of course, Icon Swaps 3 came out, and there's some really nice players in there. I'm a big fan. Yari Lippman, 6 tokens. Can't wait. I've got 2 of them already. I'm going to go get the rest in a minute. They released Peter Schmeichel's Moments card, and when I saw it, I thought, well, he was in Swaps 1. I didn't really think anything of it. I just thought, well, they're going to start reusing cards. But then they came out and said that they'll only use icons once as part of icon swaps, because they said that at the very beginning of the year, which I didn't actually read properly, so I missed that. Just assumed that they wouldn't, but didn't think anything of it when I saw Schmeichel. They then came out and said that Peter Schmeichel's been removed from Icon Swaps 3, as he was included in Swaps 1. Obviously, the decision behind it was people may not have chose that original Schmeichel if they knew that the Moments one was coming later on, which is nonsense, because no one would have, but I'm glad that they removed him. The unfortunate thing here is this line underneath this paragraph that says Schmeichel will not be replaced in Icon Swaps 3. I don't understand why they can't just chuck another goalkeeper. The other two goalkeepers are Yashin and Lehmann. Seaman doesn't exist anymore. They've already included Van der Sar. I don't think there's another goalkeeper. Correct me if I'm wrong. Either way, Lehmann and Yashin haven't been included. Moments Lehmann would have been a perfect swap. And Yashin, maybe his mid, possibly his prime. There would have been absolutely nothing wrong with that either. So I mean, it doesn't have to be a goalkeeper. It could have been, just replace it with anyone. Just replace it with a base icon pack. 6 tokens, base icon pack. Make it repeatable as well. Why not? I don't know. I don't quite understand why they've not replaced it and they've just taken it away. It just gives you a less of an option, I guess. It's weird. It doesn't make an awful lot of sense to me, but that's it. That's your video. I apologise if I've offended anyone or given you misinformation. I tried not to. Like I said, I will link the World Health Organization website down below with regards to the coronavirus. If you want to educate yourself on it, you don't know enough about it, you want to know more, etc. They are the people to go to, so the link for that is down below. Obviously, stay safe. Don't go out unless you have to. And let's hope football and the world gets back to normal very, very soon. If you have enjoyed today's video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.